How much would you pay to see a Lon Harris versus William Bibbiani match? Well, you don't have to bother because you don't have to spend a dime because it's going to happen today on Schmoedown. And not only that, it's to find out who will join Ethan Irwin in a triple threat #1 contender match for the Movie Trivia Schmoedown Championship of the World to face Dan Murrell at a later date. So who will come out on top? Well, let's find out now on JTH Reacts to the Movie Trivia Schmoedown. And welcome back. I'm not going to waste any more time. Let's get into the match. Let's do this in 3, 2, and 1. Shire Wolves owe us lunch money and we'll be taking it at that event. I actually forgot that this was the music for it. You are looking like 40! 40!
5 competitors will start at
the
table. People who have the lowest amount of points on the desk will be eliminated, and then new competitors will enter.
You never know who's coming down the ramp next.
I really don't have a problem with either person winning this match because I like both guys, so let's just hope for a great match and may the best player win.
Missed head to head to head to head to figure out who is the ultimate champion here.
Idiocracy, also known as JTH. Who's next? Hey, Mike don't have that belt anymore. 40! There's a poster on the Facebook page where somebody scribbled out 35 and put 40 on there. Why don't you use that one? Anyway, back to business. Shh. Hello, Mark. Hello, Ken. A great gang is here.
Over here is a legend in his own right, the pit boss, Ken, Mr. Afternoon Podcast Knapsack. Ken, what a battle we have today.
So happy to be here with you, Mr. Mark Ellis. It's been a lot of fun traveling with you along the highways and byways of this great country, but it's nothing is like being on the announcer's desk with you, calling big matches here in the Movie Trivia Schmoedown. We have a big one here. This one, I actually believe, stretches back before the Movie Trivia Schmoedown was even a thing, where I have a good authority. Lon and William the Beast Bibbiani, our competitors today, fought in a video rental store in the aisles.
Oh!
It's been a long time coming.
That is true. They both worked at the
Bibbs
same
was once a video game critic, so I could believe it.
Picks. We may never know. That could be a subjective question, but these gentlemen here today, Ken, they're about to get under the white-hot spotlight of the Movie Trivia Schmoedown, and these questions will be a correct answer, and everything else is incorrect. And when you look at the landscape of this match, both gentlemen, no stranger to the Movie Trivia Schmoedown or the Singles League, but they've been making their name recently. More teams, William Bibbiani, critically acclaimed, Lon Harris of the Harris brothers, but then Sam Levine comes in.
Oh, the point of death.
Commissioner. He's back on the scene.
Inglorious. No, he won't give in. He won't give in, although he technically did.
It looks like these two gentlemen are going to be competing for a special spot.
It looks like it. I think they are.
Sam, he has proven to be just a regular Ford C. Frick of a commissioner, just coming in here and really making some
Ford
decisions
C.
that are
Frick.
going to take the league in new directions. We got Dan Murrell as the champion, right? We got to find him an opponent, find him a contender, and that's going to be a grueling process that begins here today with these type of big matches. We have coming up, we got Roca battling Mark the Android and Drake.
Looking forward to that one too.
Today's matchup, the Professor Lon Harris and William the Beast Bibbiani, who, oh by the way, just is a former Movie Trivia Schmoedown champion of the world. So this is going to be a big match.
That's right. We had a pre-interview with each competitor. Here's what they had to say.
This ought to be interesting. I was expecting a little more classy music, but
the Beast is back, baby. I'm excited to once again return to the Individuals League. Last season, I had a belt. I wore it over here because it needed
It didn't really fit. It's not really one size fits all, but that's fine.
Well, as you know, students, I have been competing in the team division along with my brother and my esteemed colleague, Dr. Professor Jonathan Harris.
But now it's a clear path. I just got to take on John Lon Harris and kick his butt. And then it's just one more match, and then it's easy street. Who has the belt right now? Oh, shit.
No, I'm excited to face whomever in said triad of individuals. Mr. Merle, Mr. Rosha. I look forward to facing any of them and eventually conquering them and proving my greater academic potential.
Yeah, I'd like to beat him. That'd be real nice. I've never properly beat John Roca, but I will. I will beat him, and I will beat Ethan Irwin. Yes, I will beat them, but first, this other guy.
This is not sporting. This is not a swim meet. We are not doing the track and or the field today. This is an academic competition.
People call us film snobs, and it's an honor.
I have to say, I dislike this term film snob. It's not about being a snob. It is about appreciating film.
It's an honor to have standards. It's an honor to know cinema beyond the mainstream popular motion pictures.
Beyond me.
Bright colors and flashing lights on a screen allow me to stare at them. Turn off the emojiest movie 5 and turn on something that is going to enrich your life. Some art.
Oh, I know so much about movies. If you know so much about movies, Mr. Lonathan Harris, why did I beat you?
To Mr. William Artemis Bibbiani, all I would have to say is to prepare for the inevitable disappointment. You are a spirited player, but today you shall be humbled, and I think it's time to, emotionally prepare yourself.
Into the camera, you and me, mano a mano, snob versus snob, movie knowledge versus movie knowledge. We are about to play a game.
William Artemis Bibbiani and Lon Schmoedown Harris, as they refer to themselves. I didn't make those up, they did. Don't blame me.
Well, you see that, Ken. I mean, the term film snob gets bandied about. These two worthy of the title, if it's considered a term of endearment, which it looks like Lon and William, the jury's still out on how they feel about that.
Absolutely. I used to work with Lon Harris, and one day I mentioned something about, not considering Star Wars to be science fiction / fantasy, and I got a 18-minute monologue from Lon in the Screen Junkies bathroom about Star Wars being both of the genres. He is a film snob to the core. I'm excited to see, though, these two collide today.
They are going to collide today. Then, like you said, John Roca taking on Mark Andreyko. The winner gets the honor of being in a threesome. I read that wrong. It is a triple threat match. Ethan Irwin also in the mix there, and then the winner will face dangerous Dan Merle. Hey,
triple threat, not three-way, not a menage a trois. No. We don't. Let's not mention stuff like that.
Here between these two gentlemen. Give us some of the highlights real quick.
Right. Well, absolutely. With the Professor Lon Harris, he's got 3 big wins, does have 2 losses, but he is a 2018 Ultimate Schmoedown team finalist. He and his brother Jonathan Harris
survived injury to a former partner.
Out of circumstances.
I hope he survived.
The injury of the great movie trivia Schmoedown legend Josh Tapia, JTH, falling off of a scooter face first into a mail truck. They needed to form a new team, and then they kind of took the league by storm. A lot of people look at them as possible future team champions, but like I said, William the Beast Bibbiani, not only is he one of the minds, in fact, the mind who leads the team behind the wonderful website TriviaSD.com. William's got an accomplished career as a movie
and a wonderful
journalist,
website at
also
that.
A champion. As I said, he is a former champion and 5 big wins under his belt.
Well, we are champions of this desk, and I am all set and ready to go. Ken, you ready?
I am ready.
I get one more chance at this, or else I never get to say it again. It's time for the
movie trivia Schmoedown. I got your version right too.
Introducing our competitors here today is the Golden Throat of Ken Knapsack.
3 rounds to a finish.
Introducing first.
Oh, we're back to Weird Al Yankovic, maybe.
The Harris Brothers, with a record of 3 wins and 2 defeats. He is the 2018 Ultimate Schmoedown Team Finalist and the number 10 ranked singles contender. Here is the Professor Professor Lord Harris.
There comes the professor.
I hope Bibbiani comes out to Amish Paradise. Because it's perfect. It's a character.
A little bit of an intimidation factor if you are a student in the crowd.
Absolutely. He used to write movie fight speed round questions with that pipe in his mouth.
It's not just a prop. That's good to know.
And his opponent.
Oh, we're going old school.
Critically acclaimed with a record of 5 wins and 5 defeats. He is the former movie trivia Schmoedown champion of the world and the number 7 ranked contender, William the Beast Bibbiani.
Uh-oh.
Maybe smell something, wondering where he left his keys. There seems to be some sort of confusion.
This is not a test. This is your Schmoedown broadcast system announcing the commencement
Of the annual purge.
Commencing at the siren, all crime in the Schmoedown studio, including theft, murder, and spinning by the pegs, will be legal for 16 continuous seconds. Let's get ready to Schmoedown. Attention, all purgers. The annual purge has concluded. Thank you for making the Schmoedown a better place. Growl, growl.
Okay, everything is
Meanwhile, Lon Harris gives no crap.
I have very positive feelings for you.
All right.
Never felt any different except for a brief lapse in time. I would like to give a special shout out to William the Beast Bibbiani because as you see, the movie Trivia Schmoedown, we have our new website this season, triviast.com. How about a hand for the Beast helping us curate that?
And at the time of this recording, happy birthday, William Bibbiani.
Ride in his Toyota Prius to the studio here today. There we go. Make sure you check out triviast.com as Lon once again trips myself over my website plug. You can get live show tickets and a whole lot of other useless information about the movie Trivia Schmoedown. triviast.com. Gentlemen,
minus the
round number
useless.
1, here's how the rules are going to work. You're going to hear 8 questions from 8 different corners of the movie Trivia Schmoedown Galaxy. Each question's worth 1 point.
This match is going to be so fun.
There is no stealing in round number 1. Each competitor does have 3 usages of the JTE rule. You're not sure you heard a question correctly? You need to buy yourself some time. Use the JTE rule. You also each have 1 challenge throughout the duration of the match. In every round, we'll ask a question. As soon as you all hear the question, if it's your turn or if it's in round number 1, please write down your best attempt at the answer on the whiteboard. You got about 15 seconds to do so. Once we address you by name, please show what you wrote to us and your camera. At the same time, you verbalize your answer into the microphone. Ken, I've talked a lot. Do you have anything to add before we commence the match?
You are the best at explaining the rules.
Never had a teleprompter? Don't need one. William the Beast Bibbiani, you are the favorite. Are you ready to go?
I would like to preface my affirmation with a witty insult at the expense of my fellow competitor here.
The court will allow.
Okay. We'll add it in post.
Well
Okay.
done. Excellent.
Thank you.
Is your work on the website objective and free of bias?
Ask John Roca.
All right, Lon Harris, I'll take that retort as a sign that you are ready to go as well.
Indeed, quite.
Then let's get ready to Schmoedown.
Yay!
I think I did that right today, Ken.
I think you did.
Feeling pretty good about it. All right, as I said, you have 8 questions in round number 1. The first one will be asked by the golden throat of Ken Nappy Knapsack.
That was my
Give us that throat, boy.
12th grade.
I apologize.
Question number 1 comes in the category of dramas. Who stars as the iconic Atticus Finch in 1962's To Kill a Mockingbird? 1962, the year after the Yankees had the record-setting 1961 team. They did go on to face, I believe, the Reds in the World Series. I could be mistaken.
And that movie 61 directed by?
Billy Crystal, not the question
5,
here.
4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down, William Bibbiani.
Gregory Peck.
It is in
Oh.
fact Gregory Peck.
It is the esteemed actor Gregory Peck.
It is
I had
Gregory
Humphrey
Peck,
Bogart.
not the current actor playing him on Broadway. That would be Jeff Daniels. We move on to horror thriller.
Oh, lovely.
And your question therein. Who played the ballerina Elizabeth Beth McIntyre / the Dying Swan in Black Swan? Haven't had a Black Swan question in a while.
No.
The movie came on the scene, caused a buzz.
It did cause a buzz.
A regular ruckus. Go to
I don't know.
see.
Horror, not my thing.
2 and 1, Lon Harris.
I've missed Natalie Portman.
That is incorrect.
Oh, I also had Natalie Portman.
Looking for Winona Ryder.
Oh.
Winona Ryder.
Hold on.
Maybe, but then I thought
I thought maybe Mila
Ken
Kunis.
does a dead-on Winona Ryder impression.
All right.
We love you in Stranger Things.
All right, number three. Number 3 comes in the category of animated.
Okay.
In Toy Story 2, what is the name of the old prospector that we were introduced to?
That is a deep Toy Story cut.
You know, one of my life dreams is to be an old prospector in Montana in 2023.
I thought you were going to say your dream is to be an actual toy. 5, 4,
Not just saying.
3, 2,
Stinky
hands down.
Pete.
Mr. Bibbiani.
I have Prospector.
Oh.
It is
Stinky
incorrect.
Pete.
Accurate though it may be with his occupation line.
I have Prospector Pete.
Looking for Stinky Pete.
Stinky Pete.
Almost
Stinky Pete.
We were both close. We both
is
had
his
P words.
Yes.
moniker. Close carries no weight, as they say in A Christmas Carol. Your next question, and this will bring us to halftime. Round number 1 comes from the world of action/adventure. Action and adventure, and your question is, who stars as the resourceful mercenary Royce in the 2010 film Predators? Ow. I
Look at that.
love this movie. You
Yeah?
drew blood on a Predators question.
You know what? I ain't got time to bleed.
Did you?
Ah.
God, I should be opening for you. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Donald Glover?
Pens down, go to line.
I had Adrian Brody.
You are correct,
Oh.
sir.
I also had Adrian Brody.
And
That
you
number
even
2.
spelled it right. Thank you for that. It is with
Genius.
on just future reference because I know you.
Not
will
me,
like
though.
to-
Gonna have to grade you down a bit,
All
Professor.
right. It counts.
I'm spelling it correctly. Adrian Brody is spelling it incorrectly.
Okay,
That seems like the right answer. That seems like it.
that's a fair point to make. We move on to your 5th question. Round
Touche.
number 1. Ken,
Here
at
we
the
go.
ready.
Fifth question comes in the category of fantasy slash sci-fi. Fantasy slash sci-fi. Who plays the Christian philosopher Palmer Joss in the 1997 film Contact?
All right, I got an honest question to ask you.
Yeah, an honest question.
Your first name is Palmer.
Yeah.
Do you keep it?
Yeah, absolutely. I changed my middle name to Jim, and I throw a couple good innings in the '82 World Series.
Making lemonade with a lemon.
Jim Palmer, Baltimore Oriole.
3,
Love it.
2, 1. Pens down. We're going to go to William
That would be
Bibbiani.
the always delightful Matthew McConaughey.
He certainly is delightful. Lon Harris.
It was a pre-reconnaissance Matthew McConaughey.
That's true.
Pre-McConnaissance,
Tied up at
pre-Carl
3.
Jr.
Tied up at 3.
spokesperson. Tied up at 3, Ken, like you said. Your next category, the
I'm
sixth,
not doing too
keep the
well.
score at home,
But
is
what
in the
else
world
is
of
new?
directors.
You all knew that was coming.
Directors, or as we call them in these parts, RB3s. These are RB3s.
Give it up for RB3, everybody.
Christian Rubalcaba directed The Runner. Your next question.
Impressive.
In the world of directors, who directed the 1996 film Ransom? Fun fact, this movie came out before RB3 or Copster were born.
A lot of mid-'90s questions. I was a rock DJ when this came out.
5,
Have you heard that?
4. It's the Gin Blossoms on 95.5. 2, 1. Pens down, go to line.
It was Ron Howard.
It was
Oh!
Mr. Ron
It
Howard.
was little Ronnie Howard.
I said Robert Zemeckis. They've been doing all those films. I thought this was it.
And 2 questions remain. Number 7 is going to be in the category of what?
Comedies.
Yuck, 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 yuck.
Produce the Yuck Yucks. Vince Vaughn and Jennifer Aniston starred in this 2006 romantic comedy about the end of a relationship.
All right, so you said in the mid-'90s you were a DJ.
Yeah.
In the mid-2000s, were you DJing or were you breaking? What were you doing?
I was just recovering from a real bad case of not knowing
It's
what to
for
do
the
with my
knapsack
life.
file. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I can give you my top 5 reasons not wanting to hear the end of that
Go
anecdote.
to Mr. Bibbiani.
The breakup.
Yes, it was.
Oh,
I
no.
also had the breakup.
You
No.
are
5 and
both
5.
the winners of a point, 5 to 5. And
I
our
said
last
10 things I hate
category
about
in
you.
round number 1 comes
Not
from the
even
world of
close.
Coming of age. What Ken Knapsack did in the year 2006. Your question
You
is,
see, he's actually not that old. Yeah.
what 2005 coming of age film stars Amber Tamblyn, America Ferrara, and Blake Lively? All right. The crowd, I hear some snickers in the crowd.
Yeah.
And I'm not
Well,
talking
then
about
please tell me
candy.
what the answer is, please.
5,
Please,
4,
please.
3, 2, 1. Pens down to Lon Harris.
I believe it's the Sisterhood of Traveling Pants.
The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants is correct.
The Sisterhood of the Traveling Band.
Okay.
Ah, it's that movie. I didn't know they were in that movie.
Exactly what we expected. A solid round number 1 for both competitors. Neither one getting a perfect round, so there is no bonus question, but that does pretend for a dicey round 3. We're probably going down to the wire here.
Yeah, I would think that's going to be the case, but round 2 can make or break a lot of competitors. We know that. We got the wheel, something we know can change the outcome of the match with a spin. That's what I'm trying to say. That spin, powerful, powerful. Frankie Numbers will tell you. Round around it goes. What happens? He'll tell you.
Like the roulette wheel at the Excalibur. The wheel round. We are into round number 2. It's the Wheel of Fate, Doom, and Justice. I will make a note that this wheel has a sponsored wedge from one of our beloved patrons, and that would be the wedge of Jim Henson. Jim Henson movies. Crowd loves the late great Jim Henson. If either competitor spins to Jim Henson and elects to select 4 questions from Jim Henson, we will say the name of that patron. For more information on how you can get your name said during a match, check out the Schmo Patreon. Better yet, the movie Trivia Schmoedown Patreon. That's the right one.
Don't send
the
people
wheel.
to your own Patreon.
Category on that wheel contains 4 questions therein. Each question's worth 2 points. There's no penalty for missing a question. However, stealing is available in round number 2. If you get asked a question, you're not sure the answer, ask us for multiple choice. We'll give you 4 options, one of which we promise is correct. The other 3 are not. If
We
you get it right,
promise.
you get 1 point
Hopefully.
for that. William Bibbiani, you are tied with Lon, or as you would say, Lonathan Harris. However, you're the favorite, so you had the spin. Would you like to go ahead and use it or defer to the professor?
I will spin first.
Okay, the Beast
All right,
being very
Beast.
cordial here today so far. And here comes Mr. Bibbiani, the Beast.
Well, he
We
do
know
the
Beast is
mannequin.
in there somewhere.
Yeah,
I hope it doesn't come out on the wheel.
I think it's sometimes good to spin and put the pressure on your opponent. Spin gingerly.
That's a nice.
He still did the mannequin, even with a softer spin.
Elderly wheel.
It's getting to the point where you have to say, don't spin from the wheel, spin with your mind. But it's a good spin.
This could be Meryl Streep.
Carpenter. He is taking
Oh.
John Carpenter.
John Carpenter, he is going to take it, and you got to think William Bibbiani, a big horror fan, he probably knows a fair amount about John Carpenter. Ken Knapsack will be administering your questions, the first of 4, at your ready.
All right, here we go. Category again, John Carpenter. John Carpenter, what actor was nominated for an Oscar for the role in Starman?
Jeff Bridges.
That is correct for 2 points.
Quick 2 for the Beast.
Thank you. Come on. Thank you.
There we go. It's his birthday, for crying out loud.
Carpenter's They Live. What kind of establishment was across from the shantytown soup kitchen that was the target of a police raid?
Was it a church?
It's correct for 2 more points.
He has seen John Carpenter's work before, Ken.
He has. What actor portrays the Duke in Escape from New York?
Isaac Hayes.
That's correct for 2 more points.
He's a number 1.
2 more points. All right, final question this round for you, the Beast. What is the name of the cursed coastal town in The Fog?
I knew this was going to come up. Multiple choice.
A, Thomas Bay. B, Antonio Bay. C, Galveston Bay. D, Grizzly Bay.
Antonio Bay?
That's correct for a point.
Oh, I was about to say A, so I was wrong there.
Sounds like a sexy man.
He did okay.
In fact, where
He did okay.
Took place, and William Bibbiani just needing multiple choice, getting a perfect, more or less, round number 2. Ken, that is a tall order for Lon Harris
But
to match.
it can be topped.
Absolutely is. He's walking up to the wheel, gives it a good spin.
It's a great spin. You know what? Just
Spin is
breathe on the wheel.
in.
Ken, I have it on good authority that we are waiting on a Joshua Hercules Makuga to make his glorious return to Home Depot.
Oh, yeah? What Patreon tier is that?
This could be opponent choice.
Oh, caught up right there.
He's keeping 90s.
90s. He loves the
He
90s.
spooked him a little bit, and he says, I didn't
not
want to get in with a category I like.
Sometimes,
lot
like in love, you have to take what's given to you.
All right, Lon, your first of 4 questions in the
But sometimes it's so easy to fall in love.
DJ world of the 90s.
Certainly.
What actor co-stars with Virginia Madsen as the drifter Harry Maddox in the 1990 neo-noir The Hot Spot?
Ooh.
Go multiple choice.
Is it A, Matt Damon, B, Don Johnson,
Don Johnson,
C, Billy Bob Thornton, or D, Danny Houston?
Say Billy Bob Thornton.
That is incorrect for a big steal here.
Could you repeat the answers again?
Yes, it is A, Matt Damon, B, Don Johnson, C, Billy Bob Thornton, D, Danny Houston.
We're going to go with Don Johnson.
It was Don Johnson.
Ah!
14-6. A good steal there by the Beast. Back to Lon to try to recover. Lon, your next question in the world of the 90s. Dan Aykroyd and Daniel Stern play rabid NBA fans who kidnap a player played by Damon Wayans in what 90s comedy?
It's Celtic Pride.
It's still making the Beast laugh all these years later.
Thank you.
Some applause on that. That's a good one.
All right, your next question. In the 90s, your penultimate one in this round, Lon, for 2 points. In the movie Rudy, who played D-Bob, Rudy's best friend, once he got into Notre Dame?
Vince Vaughn?
That is incorrect for another big steal here.
John Favreau.
It was.
Oh.
Steal. Oh, no.
And all of a sudden here, Ken.
A lot of pressure on the professor.
If there's another steal from William Bibbiani,
Can I get a question? Who starred in a John Carpenter movie, maybe?
The Harris dream of going to round 3. But you do have one more question, Lon. That question is asked to you and you alone first. Your last one in round number 2. In the world of the 90s, Whoopi Goldberg plays a housekeeper who lights up the life of a grieving widower and his daughter in this 1994 film.
Is it Ghost?
Go to 5, 4, 3.
Can you repeat the question?
Certainly. So usage of the JT rule. Whoopi Goldberg plays a housekeeper who lights up the life of a grieving widower and his daughter in this 1994 film.
Or is it?
I'm going to have to take multiple choice.
Is it A, The Color Purple, B, Karina, C, Clara's Heart, or D, The Long Walk Home?
Karina.
Give him a point.
He's still in the game.
He's still scrapping with Bibbiani.
In the game.
So Bibbiani, the Beast, has a 16-9 lead over Lon Harris, Ken, going into round 3. Lon Harris, he's been in this position before. He shows a lot of backbone in round 3 historically. How do you see this one playing out?
Look, this is a big deficit, but sometimes you just look across the huddle at Frank Reich and say, let's do this. Let's have a miraculous comeback.
Please use a non-sports metaphor to inspire me at this difficult time.
Sometimes you have to look at the charging Oliphants and say, I am
Frank Wright. They don't know anything about the Buffalo Bulls.
I was waiting for a Houston Oilers reference that never came, so we're going back to sports. And we're going back to round number 3. So the Beast currently enjoys a 7-point lead. What we're going to do in round number 3 is you're going to give us each a series of numbers. 3 numbers that range from 1 to 20. Those each correspond to a different category of movie.
Always pick 2. Guarantee a win.
The first question you hear to yourself is worth 2 points.
Maybe.
The next one, 3. The last one,
maybe not in this one,
is worth 5 points. Mr. Bibbiani, your numbers at your ready.
7, 3, and 19.
7, 3, and 19. And Mr. Harris, besides those numbers, from 1 to 20, what do you like?
I'll take 5, 9, and 14.
5, 9, and 14, Ken. All right. I will be administering the questions to Lon. Ken will be asking the Beast. Lon, you got some work ahead of you.
Understood.
And we start with number 5, which you selected for your 2-point question. That is in the world of new releases. These are new releases, came out in the last 12 to 18 months. And your question is,
give or take,
who directed the 2018 film First Man?
That was Damien Chazelle.
2 points.
For 2 points. And
he's within a 5-pointer of getting there. Lon, we stick with you for your 3-point question from category number what, Ken?
9.
Thank
number
you.
9.
Number 9.
Number 9. Oh,
9
terrible Beatles song.
The Night Watchman.
I remember him being asked 9 times.
All right, Lon, you may be saying woohoo when you hear whose category number 9 is. That would be Will Smith.
Woohoo.
I'm not saying woohoo. I've never once said woohoo.
Oh, okay. Here's your question.
I've come close to saying that.
In the film Independence Day, what represents Captain Hiller's victory dance for a successful mission?
I believe they smoke a cigar.
Yes, that is
3
correct.
points.
For 3 points. So now all of a sudden, Lon Harris finds himself in a situation. If he gets this one right, a lot of pressure suddenly gets heaped on the shoulders of the Beast.
Absolutely.
Lon Harris, for 5 points, you selected category what, Ken?
Please not animated or Disney.
Biopics. Biopics, I'm kidding. That's an inside joke.
All right.
Yeah.
Just looking
We
for
know what it is.
so I could build tension.
Oh, 14.
There we go.
RB3, can we reset now? RB3, that's okay.
Too late, we're going in.
RB3 cam.
Checking my fantasy baseball rankings.
In biopics.
All right, Lon. Your question comes from the world of biopics. This is for 5 points to stay alive. In the 2016 film Hidden Figures, why does Catherine have to run a half-mile across the NASA campus every day?
Is it because of it's the location of her parking spot?
And
Yeah.
winner. The final score of 16 to 14. William the Beast Bibbiani.
To have to use the bathroom, Lon. She had to use the bathroom. There were segregated bathrooms back in the day at NASA. Thankfully, that's no longer the case. What is the case here today, Ken, is that William Bibbiani, an impressive victory over Lon Harris, spurred on by a spirited round 2 that featured multiple steals.
Absolutely. Bibbiani did not face his round 3 question, so it's a TKO, so we don't know how many points he would have got to, but 16-14, it might be considered low scoring, but this is a punch-for-punch fight that between two solid contenders. But Lon Harris, trying to establish himself in the singles rankings, ran up into against the former champion who knows how to put on pressure. I think that's what the Beast did in that second round by spinning that wheel and saying, I'm taking control of the game.
That's right. So to reset the slate, William Bibbiani moves on to the triple threat match. He will be facing Ethan Irwin and either Mark Andraka or John Roque as he prepares for that and Lon licks his wounds. We toss to Jen Sturger, who's going to have an interview with both the winner and the loser. It's all yours, Jen.
What's up, movie trivia Schmoedown fans? Jen Sturger here with a defeated Lon Harris.
Corinna.
I'm guessing you don't teach 90s movies over at Valley College.
We teach good 90s movies that people have watched at Cal State Torrance.
Like
but
The
we
Lion King.
do not teach very often the hot rocks, hot spots, Celtic prides of the world. I've never even heard of some of these films.
I don't think some of the people in these films have heard of these
I think these were
films,
Mr. Bibbiani's student films that they decided to ask me questions. Meanwhile, the questions to the other side are, who is John Carpenter? What is John Carpenter's career? What kind of media has John Carpenter worked on?
I'm really glad to see you're taking this really well.
Corinna. How many? I don't know how many Corinnas are in the title. Is it 8 Corinnas?
Is he doing no Captain my Captain?
It's 7 Corinnas.
7 Corinnas.
That's a ridiculous film to be asked about in a filmic competition along with an esteemed academic expert in the field of the cinema.
You know, this is the second time he's TKO'd you this season.
It is because the questions are to one side of the room. The questions are like, a person who shoots a film in a camera is known as a blank. And to the other side of the room, it is, when I first went to go see this film, what flavor ice cream did I have before? It's not a fair competition.
Okay. So, obviously, wait, where's John today? Jonathan?
Oh, my esteemed...
What's going on with the Harris
A
brothers?
professor in good standing. He had to return to his classroom. Young minds need to be enriched, need to have the benefit of his wit and wisdom.
Not being
He's also
taught
working
these
on a
films.
poetry collection, which will be available from the University of Oxford Backroom Press anytime next year.
And probably
So
on
look out for that.
T-Public, right?
T Public? I don't know what this is. Is it for trigonometry experts to go on T Public?
Yeah, no. So what's next, man? I mean, are you going to stay in singles, tough it out, go on to the next, or are we going to...
I will continue to perform at a very high level in the singles individuals division, provided I am, provided with questions that are about actual films that have been released theatrically and that are possible for the public to see. But I also am planning to return to the teams division with my brother as well when when his schedule is freed up.
Well, I cannot wait to see the Harris brothers back in action. You two are always entertaining.
I
And
appreciate that very much.
sorry about the hotspot questions today, man.
Corinna.
Well, you called it, Bibbs. The Beast is back.
Oh, thank you very much.
Wait,
One second.
what are you doing?
I'm texting my wife to tell her I won. Heart, and send. Okay, good. I am
But
so
seriously,
excited. Thank you.
that was so impressive out there. And by the way, I'm not sure if you know this. That was the second time you've TKO'd Lon this season.
Oh, I'm
Do you just
sorry,
have his
Lon.
number?
I think I do. I think I'm just I'm just pretty good. I don't know. Like Lon, Lon's smart. We've seen Lon. We've seen Lon against Ethan Irwin. We've seen Lon take on some serious opponents and really do amazingly. I think, here's my theory. You know how I won Comeback of the Year last year? I think Lon saw that award, got a little jealous. So he's going to tank all throughout 2019 and then get that award at the end of 2020. And that'll be great.
It's a great plan. Great theory.
Yeah,
Absolutely great theory.
Honestly,
so
own it.
now, obviously, Bibbs, this puts you back in the title hunt now. You're going to be waiting to see who is in that 3 spot. It's either going to be Mark Andreyko or John Roca. Do you have a preference?
Look, either way, I'm having a great 3-way, and that's going to be really exciting. I'm looking forward to having that 3-way with Ethan Irwin. I'm looking forward to having that 3-way with Mark Andreyko. If Mark Andreyko comes out on top of John Roca, I'm looking forward to
Jay, you're here. It was starting to get
weird. What's going on here?
How are you? I don't think we've ever had a scene together, buddy.
I don't think we have either. How are you?
I'm okay. Thank you. I just had a really good match. Thank you.
Everyone turn your volume down.
Let's talk real quiet.
First and foremost, congratulations on your win.
Thank you, Jay.
You've earned it.
That means a lot to me. You, sir. You're one of the best managers in the biz, and I appreciate it.
Thank you. I wish the fans on Patreon who voted last year would have said that.
Right.
But nonetheless, congratulations on your way to being beaten again by Ethan Irwin, potentially.
When did he beat me?
I don't know, but he will beat you now.
Oh, I see.
So whoever is the winner of that.
Okay, I see where this is going.
So nonetheless, I'm here just to say congratulations, and hopefully you step your game up more.
Well, yeah.
Because you are, even though you are a former champion.
Thank you.
You are going against a former champion as well.
Indeed.
And potentially with John Roca, or someone who could easily be a champion in Mark Andreyko.
That's true.
So nonetheless, I wish you the best. Growl, growl, purr, purr, whatever you say.
It's growl, growl, actually. Thank you. Got it right. First strike. Hey, high five.
This is awkward.
Yeah. This is awesome.
I just was here. I texted Ethan and told him you won. And he was like, oh, really? And we're having a discussion on that. So we'll see you in the 3-way, not the 3-way you think.
No, I think it's going to be a great 3-way. That's going to be a lot of fun.
This is not that type of party.
Okay. Wait, do you want to come in and yell at me some more? Wait, yell. This is great. Okay. Ethan bad. Ethan gonna lose. Maybe Roca or Mark. Go, go. Come on, you can do it. You're just so good at this.
You're just so angry and upset. Why is
I'm not angry. I just want to do a scene with you. You're so good when you yell.
I don't look. That's a whole new leaf, whole new person. I don't need to yell. It's unnecessary. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I just want to be real calm and collective, and just thank you for all your contributions.
That really takes the edge.
And there's an L you're gonna have to hold pretty soon. All right, I'm out.
Hugs. I'll get you later. Get you later on hugs.
Back to you guys.
All right, Ken. Well, you see there, William Bibbiani very excited, feeling like he's.
Biz was so disappointed he didn't get to have a beat down with Jay Washington. He was a little too late to get to the upper echelon.
It's going to be a tough week at the Valley College Community College classes on film history.
Or the University of Phoenix.
Hand out the syllabus for the next semester. He's not going to do it with a lot of joy. I think, though, he can recover. I know Lon's got the skills and the brain power for it.
Certainly, and Lon, there's a lot to be said about what he's going to be doing in the team division this year as the Harris brothers. And when you look at that wheel, Ken, it all comes down to that. He barely got it over opponent's choice. You wonder if he took 90s just to save himself from having to face the possibility of spinning opponent's choice.
It's the risk you take. You get a category that you think you're familiar with, and I'll be honest, 1990s that was some B-sides, and he thought he was going to get maybe some singles released on the albums. You know, that's what you do. You got to live by the wheel, die by the wheel.
Well, to paraphrase Lon's 3-point question in round number 3, he will not be enjoying his victory dance. Mr. Bibbiani currently is smoking a victory cigar. And we say thank you for tuning in to this edition of the Movie Trivia Schmoedown. Reminder, you can have us in podcast form any old time you want. Himalaya.fm is the place to pick it up, and check out TriviaSD.com. That's where you get tickets for the live events.
Including
March 23rd. That's going to be the free-for-all downtown Los Angeles at the Globe Theater. And April 13th in Chicago, it's going to be a movie Trivia Schmoedown Star Wars match for the ages. Get your tickets at TriviaSD.com or MarkEllisLive.com. Hey, we're going to be in Seattle soon. More on that at a later date. In the meantime, Ken Knapsack, thank you for joining us. Where can all the kids find you?
You can follow me at Ken Knapsack across all social media platforms and my podcast, Casually Talk, which is co-hosted by Mr. Lon Harris.
For Ken, I am merely Mark Baby Carrots Ellis at Mark Ellis Live. Until next time, hashtag positive energy.
Sam?
Uh-oh.
Hey, man.
Drew, how's it going, buddy? I was worried about you. I didn't see you at the award show.
Yeah, I just I wasn't up for it this year.
Oh no, I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I've had a weird year deciding if I was going to compete again. And I mean, I don't know if you've heard about how it's kind of arranged now.
You know, I did, and I gotta be honest. I mean, I'm working on some single stuff here, but I don't really think that Guy and Burnett have your best interest at heart. Certainly not like I did.
Well, they're a wrecking crew, certainly, and they're crazy,
Yeah.
certainly. But I don't know. I want a belt, and you know, I kind of feel like I had one, and then I didn't really have any choice in not having one, which. It's the way it works.
I mean, we did talk about it. You're saying I strong-armed you?
I wouldn't say strong-armed. I would just say that I didn't feel ready. But I can't stop you from leaving. So I'm in a position now where I got to do what I think is going to get me back in there. And these guys may be nuts, but if evil's the way to go this year, I'll lean in a little.
Drew, I don't know. I mean, you're such a nice guy. You know, we were baby faces of the year. You remember that?
Yeah.
People love you. You're a nice guy. Everybody loves happy, jolly Drew. And
I'm a hungry guy this year. Let's put it that way. And
He want red meat.
you should remember,
He
that
want a
in
good
the story
fight.
of Frankenstein, the doctor's the bad guy. I'm just Levine's monster this year. You made me this way, so I'm going to go play. You go commission. How about that?
all right.
See you soon.
Go get him, buddy. Boy, that guy went to the dark side fast.
It's your fault. Abandon Drew. Sam, how could you?
Schmoedown fans, Frank here, and it is time for your Schmoedown breakdown. As we start this match in the first round, Bibbiani and Harris are the top two players when it comes to points in the first round. Both are averaging close to 7 points in this round, and both have gone 8 for 8 3 times. But today would not be one of those stellar days. However, 6 points apiece is still a solid showing. In the second round, Bibbiani gladly takes John Carpenter, while Harris was content with 90s. Things did not go well for Harris, as he only came up with 3 points for the entire round. Bibbiani, on the other hand, went 4 for 4 for 7 points. This is the 4th time Bibbiani has gone 4 for 4. He also added 2 steals for 3 points. His career steal rate is now at 77%. As we close out the match in the third round, Harris almost made a go of it getting it back to Bibbiani. However, he was tripped up on his 5-pointer, and Bibbiani earns the victory via TKO 16 to
Blame the Purge. That damn Purge messed them all up.
on the day answers 67% of his questions. That's 6% below his career average. As for Bibbiani, he answered 86% of his questions on the day, and his lifetime accuracy rate of 77% is 4th all time, and his steal rate is 2nd best all time, just behind Mike Kalinowski. If you want to find out other stats about this match and from around the league, check out SD Rundown Stats on Twitter. And don't forget to check out the Schmoedown Rundown every weekend right here on the Movie Trivia Schmoedown channel on YouTube, and also on iTunes, Spotify, the Movie Trivia podcast feed. This has been your Schmoedown Breakdown.
Thank you, Frankie Stats Janish. It was a good match. I would have liked that Long would have been able to at least be able to force Bibbiani to answer some questions, but that's not how it goes all the time. So William the Beast Bibbiani, he advances to that triple threat match, not the other reference that we were getting throughout the duration of the match. He will face Ethan Irwin and the winner of the upcoming John Roca versus Mark Andreyko match. Really looking forward to seeing how that match plays out. And coming up next week, I believe, if I saw the thing correctly, Corruption versus World's Finest. I'm very much looking forward to that match as well. I'm expecting a decent match. Obviously, I think World's Finest will probably have their work cut out for them in that match. I think they can hold their own, but I do think in the end, Corruption will probably take that one. So, yeah, really looking forward to the matches that come up within the next couple weeks, leading into the free-for-all, which will take place in a couple weeks' time. So with that being said, that's going to do it for this edition of JTH Reacts to the Movie Trivia Schmoedown. Follow me on social media at WWEJTH1. Join the official Movie Trivia Schmoedown Facebook page, the Twitter page at the Schmoedown. Become a patron if you can. Doing so will allow you to potentially become part of the Discord group. If you are a Patreon member, you can join that and chat with fans that way. And again, as they plugged a couple of times, William Bibbiani is running the official Movie Trivia Schmoedown website, triviasd.com. Lots of great content there for you to check out. But until then, next time, this is JTH. Thank you for watching, and until next time, I bid you adieu.